What's going on, guys? It's Mehdi, and inside of this video, I want to talk to you about the best way to scale from $10,000 a month all the way up to $100,000 a month. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Mehdi, and I run a high-ticket coaching business called Straight Line Mentorship, where we've been able to generate over $3 million online. And none of that would have been possible unless I had a really good understanding of what it takes to predictably land upwards of $15,000 paid clients every single day within my business. So by the end of this video, I want to share with you 3 of the most core components that once you implement, you'll be able to effortlessly scale to over $100,000 every single month within your business with the least amount of resistance possible. So in order for me to help you get there, there's 3 things that you must understand. And the first thing I want to share with you is a story. So when I was stuck at 10, maybe 15 or $20,000 months in my business, kind of inconsistently, I sat down with my coach who was far more experienced, that was generating over $100,000 a month inside of his business. And he shared a very important analogy with me that made so much sense. He said, look, you've successfully built a 2-story house. And if you look at the foundation of a 2-story house and you keep trying to add more and more stories onto the house, eventually it's going to get to a stage where it's going to come crumbling down because the foundation isn't strong enough to support more than 2 or 3 stories. And that's like your business. You're trying to build a skyscraper on the foundation of a 2-story house. Your business is no different. The things that work for you, that got you to $10,000 a month, doubling down on those things isn't necessarily going to get you to $100,000 every single month. And that clicked, and it made a lot of sense because it felt like every time I tried to chase more sales, more clients, more traffic inside of my business, I would just get more overwhelmed and burnt out. And maybe for a month, I might touch a $15,000 or $20,000 month, but I'd always get stuck. I realized that the most important and the most game-changing thing that I physically did that started to help me scale way beyond $10,000 to $20,000 months all the way up to $100,000 a month is re-engineering certain things inside of my business. And there was 4 key components that I had to fix. Number 1 is solving a bigger problem. When I first started out, I was pretty much just working with affiliates because I'd been an affiliate marketer before, and I understood affiliates' biggest problems. It was they don't know how to brand themselves, they don't really know a predictable strategy to generate leads, and they don't know how to convert sales. So if I can help them with these 3 things, I can very easily charge them $2,000 to $3,000 for an 8-week one-on-one coaching program. And it worked great. It helped me make my first 6 figures online. It helped me get to a stage where I was consistently generating between $10,000 to $15,000 a month, upwards of $20,000 in certain months, but that's where it stopped. And the first thing that I had to change, and the first thing that you want to change, is the size of the problem that you solve. And the only way you can realize that is by looking at things that you've done. I sat there with my coach and he looked at me and he said, well, look, you've built a successful coaching program to over 6 figures a year. Who else do you think would find that helpful? And I realized that there's other coaches in other industries that haven't yet built 6-figure businesses, and they don't know what it takes to basically do that. So if I focus on solving a bigger problem, helping a different audience, then I can make more money and I can charge more. That helped me change something as simple as a $2,000 to $3,000 offer into an offer that was priced between $5,000 to $7,000. And rather than spending 8 weeks, I would now upgrade it to 12 weeks. Just by finding a different audience that has a bigger problem at hand, you can start to charge more. And that was the first thing. The second thing was the offer. Obviously, now having an offer where I was promising to dedicate more time towards helping these clients, it would take more time out of me. Charging a higher price point is great, but it means that you're going to be working with less clients, which is also an added benefit, because in order to scale, you need to understand that you need to free up more of your time, because your time is money at the end of the day. So by charging $5,000 where I was onboarding maybe 3 to 5 clients, now I could make the same amount of money just by onboarding 2 new clients every single month. So that massively opened up a lot more of my time. It meant saying no to less money, but saying yes to more money, but working with a more specific audience. Now, second thing was re-engineering my offer. And a lot of people don't understand why it's so important to charge higher price points. And I want to explain to you why, because it's going to bring me on to my third point, which is going out there and finding a team. Because in order to scale to $100,000 a month, you have to really take a look at what it is that you're currently doing that's allowing you to generate $10,000 a month right now. So in most cases, in my business and in every business owner that I speak to, it's the same story. You're generating the leads yourself. Maybe you're messaging people on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, and you're creating some form of content. And as a result, once you generate your leads, you book them in for a sales call, you close them on your offer, you collect money, and then you deliver them your program, either in a group coaching setting or a one-on-one setting. Now, whatever the case is, you're doing every part of the business. You're handling the marketing, you're the marketing department, you're the sales department, you're the client fulfillment department. And if you try and double down on more leads or more clients, then you're only going to find yourself more and more overwhelmed. So the thing that you need to really get good at doing is detaching your time from your business. And rather than working inside of your business, starting to work on your business. And that's the next step I took. Once I found a target audience that had a bigger problem, once I created a more suitable offer for that new target audience, the third thing that I started focusing on doing with my business partner is finding people inside of our business. And because I was charging $5,000 a client, and let's say I was working with 3 clients a month for a total of $15,000 that was coming in every month, I could now afford to go out there and pay someone $2,000 a month to do the lead generation, pay someone another $2,000 a month to pick up the phone and close all the deals. And let's say 100% of your time, 30% of your time goes towards lead gen, 30% of your time goes towards sales, and the rest of the time, the remaining 40% goes towards client fulfillment and delivery. You've just now opened up a massive block. So 60% of your time that you can now use to work on scaling your business, to work on managing your team. Where you're now spending 40% of your time delivering and fulfilling clients, you might only spend another 10% of your time actually managing your team, meaning you have a 50% chunk of your time that you can now use to focus on scaling your business. And that brings me on to component number 4 when it comes to scaling to over $100,000 a month. Taking a look at what activities you're doing in your business that you could do to scale. For example, now that you have more time on your hands, you have more time to invest into yourself, more time to go through another coaching program, because the same things that got you to $10,000 a month were likely learning a skill from someone a lot more experienced than you, and then learning how to package up that skill set and get paid in return for solving a problem using that new skill set that you've acquired. And the only reason that clients aren't paying you more money yet is because you don't have higher value skills that you can go out into the marketplace and charge for. With this new time that I had, I would go out there and often invest into events, more one-on-one coaching, and really sit there and start to learn higher value skills. So I'll give you an example. I started to invest into learning how to build a team. And once I learned how to successfully manage my team, we started to scale to $30,000 to $50,000 months. Now my angle had changed in terms of who I can help, what problem I can solve, how I'm packaging up that offer, and how I'm working with clients, because I realized that there was a lot of people in the coaching space that hadn't yet hit a $30,000 or $50,000 a month. I realized that there was a lot of people in the coaching space that didn't yet have teams that they were successfully managing inside of their business. So that became another thing that once I'd learned, because I had more time on my hands, once I'd experienced and got really good at and saw results from doing that thing, I could now package up and work with clients on. I remember very vividly the first ever client that paid me $10,000 sat there and said, look, I operate a business, I make $10K a month, and I'm stuck because I can't scale past this point. What can you do to help me? And I sat down with the person. I said, well, look, looking at your business, you're doing all the things that I was doing. You're sitting here, you're pretty much picking up the phone, you're generating all your leads, you're delivering all your clients. You're never going to scale like that. What you need is you need a team. Do you know how to build a team? And the person said, no. I said, do you even know what team members you need? And they said no. And taking a look at their business, because I'd been in their shoes, I could confidently tell them the type of team members they needed, how to train them, how to execute and have a well-performing team that would help them scale to the next level. As a result, to fix a $50,000 a month problem, the person happily paid me $10,000, and I began to sit down and work with them on helping them build and grow their team and get them to a level where they could perform and allow that person to scale their business. So to add on to that point, once I had that first client that had paid me $10,000, it made me realize this. Now I have a high-performing team. I have a team that manages all my lead generation. I have a team that manages all the sales and closing deals inside of my business. Now that I'm able to go out there and generate $10,000 a client, it allowed me to do two things. Number one, work with 8 to 10 clients every single month and be in a situation where I could very easily generate upwards of $100,000 every single month. And now even go out there and pay some of the best service delivery coaches in my area to work with my client, because I was charging more per client, meaning I can increase the amount of value I'm giving to these people. So these are the most essential components that you want to learn if you want to go from being stuck at $10,000 a month to scaling way beyond $100,000 a month. Remember, that same house foundation that you built your 2-story house on is not going to allow you to build that 7-figure a year skyscraper that you're looking to build. It's all as a result of finding a bigger problem that you can solve, creating and engineering an offer that target audience, then building a high-performing team can allow you to free up your time so you can add more skill sets, build more experience, because people pay you based on the experience that you have. And the better you can get at doing that, the more problems you can solve for other people. And remember, at the end of all of it, in all of my videos, the one thing I sit there and explain over and over and over again is money is nothing more than what you receive in exchange for value. And the only way you can create value is by alleviating a pain and a problem. And the bigger the problem is, the more you can charge to solve that problem. So I hope you've got a lot of good value from this video today. It was super short, to the point, just based on some of my experience. If you're someone that's currently stuck at $10,000 a month and you're really struggling to scale to $20, $30, $50, even $100,000 a month, feel free to book a call below. I'd love to walk you through some of the strategies that work for me and see if they're a good fit for you. But nonetheless, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to break down in the next video, and we can go from there.